Let's dive into Charles Dickens' incredible novel, Hard Times. Now, this is way more than just a story from the 19th century. It's a powerful warning about the Industrial Revolution and what happens when a society starts to value cold, hard numbers more than actual people. And it all kicks off with this one simple and honestly pretty chilling demand.
Right from the jump, the novel hits you with this line from its main character, Thomas Gradgrind. Now, what I want is facts. That's not just a sentence, it's a mission statement. It's a whole philosophy, and it perfectly sets the stage for the conflict to come, a war for the human spirit itself.
Dickens doesn't waste any time. He throws us headfirst into this world, and it all starts in a schoolroom. But this is not a school as we think of it. This isn't about discovery or growth. It's more like a factory for churning out minds.
Yeah, you heard that right. In Gradgrind's school, kids are treated like little empty jars, just waiting to be filled up with facts and data. Anything like imagination, wonder, creativity, what Dickens calls fancy, is stamped out. It's totally forbidden. The whole point is to produce these perfectly logical, emotionless cogs to go work in the industrial machine.
Now, you might be thinking, this sounds like some wild dystopian fiction. But here's the thing. Dickens was writing about the world that was literally exploding all around him. So you have to ask, what on earth was going on in 19th century England to inspire a vision this bleak?
Well, the answer is one of the biggest shakeups in human history, the Industrial Revolution. And this wasn't just about a few new inventions or steam engines. No, this was a complete and total reshaping of society, of how people worked, and even how they thought about the world.
I mean, just try to imagine the sheer scale of this change. For hundreds, even thousands of years, life was tied to the land, to the seasons, to the skill of human hands. And then, boom, almost overnight, everything shifts to the factory floor, to the nonstop rhythm of machines and to mass production. And a huge piece of this puzzle was something called the division of labor. So instead of one skilled craftsman building a whole chair from start to finish, the process was chopped up. One person's job was just to attach the left leg, all day, every day. It was incredibly efficient, for sure, but it totally stripped the skill and the meaning out of the work, basically turning the worker into just another piece of the machine. And this new way of working created a whole new social ladder. Society basically split right down the middle. You had the people who owned the factories and the machines, and then you had the massive working class who provided the labor. And the engine driving the whole thing? The relentless pursuit of profit.
Okay, but a transformation this massive needs an idea to justify it, right? You need some kind of intellectual framework that says, hey, this is the right way to live, this is progress. And that framework had a name, utilitarianism.
It sounds complicated, but the core idea of utilitarianism is actually pretty simple. It's the philosophy of what's it for. If something didn't have a clear, practical, measurable purpose, if it didn't have utility, then it was considered worthless. This was the ultimate ideology of facts and figures.
This philosophy put cold, hard reason up on a pedestal and basically threw everything else out the window. Feelings? They just get in the way. Imagination? Totally useless, has no practical application. Things like love, beauty, wonder, if you couldn't measure it and put it in a spreadsheet, it had no value in this new world.
And this is what Dickens was fighting against. He saw this way of thinking not as progress, but as a deep, profound threat to the very idea of what it means to be human. Hard Times is his shot across the bow. It's his declaration of war on this entire worldview. For Dickens, a life that was only guided by facts and utility wasn't really a life at all. He argued that it absolutely crushed our individuality, it destroyed our empathy, and it starved the human soul of the very things it needs to survive: creativity and emotion.
So when you boil it all down, Dickens sets up the entire novel as this epic battle between two opposite forces, the cold, rigid world of fact and the colorful, essential world of fancy. It's really a clash between the head and the heart. On one side, you have the world of fact. That's reason, logic, things you can measure and quantify. On the other side, you have the world of fancy, imagination, emotion, creativity, wonder, all the things that are so valuable precisely because you can't put a price tag on them. And for Dickens, you absolutely need both to live a full life. So this is the big warning that Dickens is shouting to us from the 19th century. He's telling us that when a society only cares about what's useful, it risks destroying the human spirit. He's reminding us that real education isn't just about downloading information. It's about nurturing curiosity.
And maybe most importantly, that the best parts of being human are the things that can't be bought or sold.
And that, of course, brings it all right back to us, today. We live in a world driven by big data, by algorithms, by a relentless obsession with efficiency. So Dickens' question feels more urgent than ever, doesn't it? What do we lose when we forget about the value of the things we can't measure? What is the true price of a world without fancy,